Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly along with Chad and Josh. I'm Lyle. And boys, it is cooling off in southwest Missouri.
Here
We
too.
are supposed to have some very nice temperatures this week. I think Wednesday is only supposed to be like 75 degrees.
We're gonna be
I like it.
73 here with a low of the
Nice.
50s, the low 50s.
That should turn the fish on. And you know what? It should get rid of that stupid thermocline that we can't seem to shake this year.
Well, if you get a little current, you'll lose a lot of the thermal.
Yeah, we're not going to get that in the lake. So
But you're not going to get rid of that at the lake. The only thing that does it at the lakes is cool weather. And I don't know if this will be a big enough, long enough.
it may not be.
To get rid of it?
If we got a real cool rain, it would help.
That would do a lot of good.
That would
Yeah.
definitely do.
But I don't think I'm going to get any rain this week.
I don't think we're scheduled to till next week, and then it's supposed to be like 100 degrees again. So
Yeah, swell.
You guys can keep that 100 degrees down there. I know it's
Yeah,
going
I
to
don't
warm
need
back
any
up
of that.
here too, but
Don't need none of that hot weather, but we still got some coming. But this is the beginning of what I think is one of the best times of the year to fish.
me
The
too.
fall of the year. It's one of my favorite times. I like fishing in cold weather, but this is very tolerable. For the most part, you're talking about at the very the very most would be a hoodie, and most of the time I'm wearing shorts and t-shirts and everybody's bundled up. But I take the cold a little bit better than a lot of people do. But I'm thrilled to have some 70s and low 80-degree temperatures for a while. So I'm excited about that.
Well,
Lyle digs when that temperature matches his age. Just so.
That's right. That is definitely one of my favorite times of the year. It
Well, you got-
definitely is.
one of the biggest number right now to focus on is the number 14. Do you know what happens in 14 days?
So
It's the unofficial end of pleasure boat season.
that is true.
There will still be some,
There will
but
be
the number of them will start dropping dramatically every
Yeah.
weekend from then on out.
That's right.
Yep.
So that's why I'm
That will
saying,
be-
that and you're starting to get into that yo-yo effect, kind of like you have in the winter to spring, where the temperatures are starting to go up and down like crazy, and the fall bite is just around the corner to kick on.
That's exactly right.
It's a fun time of year to fish.
That
Definitely
is.
a fun time of year to fish.
I agree. I love it. Spring and fall are my two favorite times. If I had to choose, it would be fall for me, but everybody has their opinion for what they're worth, and the fall just seems like, I don't know, the fish want to eat, and I really like that.
Seem like you have a little bit, at least around here, you get a little bit more stable water levels in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
Spring we get that we get that ice melt and everything, and the water is up and it's down and it's up and it's down. And in the fall we're going to we'll get a little bit more water when the rain comes in, but it doesn't have those wild fluctuations. And that
we
helps.
don't see that 20 to 30 foot swings in the river around here. That
unless we get unless we get a tropical system move up through, but that's can't control that.
Well, boys, I've got some tournament results.
Well, let's have them.
All right, we got the MBT results from Saturday night on the Salamone River near Wabash, Indiana. Let's see what we got here. All right, we're gonna go top five. Top five starting us out is Cox and Cox, 26.32 pounds. Number 4, we got Newbie and Messersmith at 32.03, just missing the money by 3.5 pounds. Third spot and in the money, Embody and Morris, bringing home $100, 35.56 pounds. We got second place, Little Keller Surf. No, that's not Little Feller Smurf, aka Dockery. Little Keller Surf, bringing home a $200 paycheck. 4 fish for 36.38 pounds. And coming home with the gold, bringing home $400 in this tournament. It's a nice little payout right there. Richmond and Pope with 37.31 pounds.
Nice.
Close weight. Congratulations, them guys.
There you
Mhm.
go. All right.
Sounds like a fun time to me.
That's one of those. That's one of those ones where every ounce of fish is going to make or break you. So
That's one of the things I love most
those are
about
fun
channel
tournaments.
cat tournaments. They just the weights are really close, you know, and you usually can cull a lot of fish in a channel cat tournament.
Mhm.
And if you throw out the wrong one, it can cost you a lot.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You
Well,
got
that's fun.
to be on it on your culling. So
That's right. That's right. That's where them balls that you hook attached to the fish come in handy. You weigh them, and we used to just take a Sharpie and write on there what the weight was, so you
there's
knew which one was.
there's apps for that now. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, you have to use your phone for that, and you know how me and phones get along. I explained that to you before the show.
that is true. That is true.
He's got a point.
Lyle'll be culling the biggest fish. I don't know why, but it says throw this one back. So
Yeah. Well, we fished a tournament over on the Illinois River one time years ago, and I told this before, but it was the first time I ever caught a flathead on cut bait, and to date, I haven't caught one on cut bait since. But I caught 7 that night on cut bait. There was none of them giants, but I was just so excited because everybody talked about catching flathead on cut bait. It was the only time I ever caught a flathead on cut bait, and I caught 7 of them that night. And we finished out of the money, but we caught a ton of fish, and we was culling within 30 minutes of start time. So
Wow.
it was one of those nights. You know, I fished. Doug Rice was right across from me a little ways, and we was yelling at each other, and he was catching them just as fast as I was, but instead of flathead, he was catching blues, and his were a little bit bigger. He done pretty well. But yeah, it was a very fun night. Very fun. We got a bunch of people in chat tonight, boys.
yeah, got 57 already tonight in there.
Pretty nice. Wonder if we ought not welcome them in.
Well, welcome on in, everybody.
Mhm.
Oh, who's got it? You
I
me or you
think
got
I've
it, Josh?
I
All
think
right.
I got it here. Get back up to the top. Let's see.
You never want me to do it anymore.
Well, I mean, if you want to
No,
do it, you
no.
can do it.
You say I
If
take
somebody put something funny in chat, you'll read it. So
Mhm.
there's a history there. So starting out, we've got Mike Irvin, we've got Josh Perham, Burrito Catfishing Lady, John Patrick Jr., Dan Burer. There is Joe Buck 66. There's our buddy Mark from Catfish and Crappie. Let's see, Bugman 22. There is Larry from Old Boy Outdoors. There's Benoit Fishing Outdoors. Going to be seeing them in a few weeks. We've got Stan 3, Tim Molina, Dave Funk, River Rat 3030, Brad Bex. There's my favorite Stokes too. There's Cindy Stokes. She's my favorite. She's Dad's favorite too, and Lyle's favorite. But
He can't deny that.
He can't deny that. No. We've got JP3 Outdoors. There is Greg Burgess. There is channel member Tom from LG Bass. Let's see here. There is Angel Honeycutt from St. Louis, Missouri. We have, scrolling down here, it's hard on the laptop.
I think it's easier on the laptop.
No, I think it's harder. The mouse has a wheel. Laptop does it. There is V, Miss Ferlina Smith. There is Jerry Parker Pursuits, getting ready to be Parker's Northern Exposure, Northern Pursuits, however you want to look at it. He's going up north to Alaska.
Oh yeah.
Must be nice.
You're gonna have
when
fun
you,
up
when
there.
you got that Jerry Parker money, you know.
That's right.
There is Fishing with Jeff Beal. Bob and Doreen Family Pontoon Fishing. That's a new one on me.
Yeah.
Catch Fish with Us. Let's see, getting towards the bottom here. Let's see, Stonefly 71. There is channel member Danny Stone Outdoors. Going to be seeing him in a couple weeks too. Channel member Carolina Catfish.
David.
There is Randy Old Gray Hair Swain, Northern View Outdoors, Lance McCouguy, the Hawaiian fisherman, John Boy's Catfishing, and that has brought me to the bottom. So if I missed anybody, say something in chat. We'll call you out, but I think I got everybody on my way through there. So
there's a lot of them in there. It's a good crowd tonight.
There's 65 already. We started at 57, so there's been a few in there. Jump in and say hi and make yourself at home. So,
hey, Josh.
Yes.
Did I mention that there's only 14 days until the end of pleasure boat season?
I know.
Big fish season is amongst us, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Go out to the boat ramp and you can launch and load your boat without having to wait forever. Because
well, usually I don't have to launch. When you launch the boat, it's not too bad. It's when you're coming back in the middle of the day, and it
always seems like both of them are.
It's not too bad around here in the mornings. Typically, it's at midday when you're coming back trying to get off the water, when all the crazies are.
No, that is
coming
true.
out.
There's Jimmy from Creole Catfishing has joined us. He got him a new PB this weekend.
Well, he's kind of one of the reasons why when we were talking about, like, what are we doing? I'm like, he's proof that big fish season is kicking off, because it's going to start.
Yeah. Jeremy's the
further
bus driver,
south and come up.
Creole's the bus driver, though. You can never count Creole out.
I have a decal where he's running over somebody. Anybody remember that?
I think I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember him running over some people.
I think we have.
It is good to see JP3 may have been here after like 4
it
years.
is. I haven't seen him for a while.
I know.
Butterflies and Sunshine has joined us.
I think JP has something new going on, and I'm very happy for him about it.
I was weird because I seen John Patrick Jr. in here, and I was like, I wonder what JP3 is up to. And I literally heard my phone go, bzz, bzz, and I said, looked down, and it says, I actually get to come back and watch. Good to have you, buddy.
It is.
Mark's right about that too. He says fish in the middle of the week in the crowded ramp, not a problem. So
that is correct.
That's what I kind of miss about having Wednesdays and Thursdays off. So I used to be able to fish on days that nobody else was fishing. Everybody else was at work. But you know what? I would not trade it and go back to working weekends and everything.
Oh, no.
I tell you what, I very much enjoy my weekends off.
Yeah. Took me long enough to get weekends off, and we'll keep.
But we were talking about Jeremy's fish before the show too, and if you guys haven't seen that, they need to clip it too. But it was pretty awesome to see. If it had been his brother that was with the rod, it probably wouldn't have happened. But Creole has some very dainty hands, we'll say, and almost got out muscled by the fish. But it was a dandy. It really was. But it really got me thinking, man, that fall bite is just around the corner. People have, some people are talking about around here how the bite has just sucked. It's like the never-ending spawn, and it's got to be on the verge of turning around.
Yeah, it was different this year.
I watched a video this morning where somebody caught a fish, and I assume, best I remember, this video was shot last week. They're still catching fish that's all beat up.
It's crazy.
And that's very late.
Yeah,
they should about all be healed from that.
Yeah. Little kitten
hands.
Wow.
Well, he did put his gloves on, so he didn't make it,
Don't want
get
them
all scratched
up.
up and
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. So, but
You need a set of those Hulk cans. You remember those?
Yep.
yeah,
Those things were cool.
those were.
Did anybody get a weight on that knows how much that fish weighed?
It was 72
72.
without the net.
Yep.
That's awesome.
72.
What did it say? I think it was 76 in the net.
That's a new PB.
Wow, that's a
72
heavy
pounds.
net, weigh 4 pounds.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a great fish, man. It really is.
Oh wow. Randy said Jody had a flathead spell eggs yesterday.
Yep.
Well,
Danny talking about
it's been a screwed up year all the way around.
It's been a messed up. It's been a messed up year. They seemed like they went on earlier
And stayed.
They just stayed on. Yeah,
I cannot believe that a fish that still has eggs in it this year will ever hatch.
I would think at this point that they're just
I'd say it's past making it work. And if they did, what's the chances of survival rate this late in the year?
Yeah.
There's Thompson Outdoors and Moores joined us. Mike Sampson stopped in.
Sampy. Yep, but he said he got it on his Blackhorse rod.
Yep.
You know,
hope it's done all right for you.
I mean, I don't want to brag, but I may have.
Yes, you do.
Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I know, but I may have rubbed some luck all over his rod to make him be able to catch that PB.
That sounds dirty.
It was just so
that sounds really
I mean, I'm just saying I gave.
He gave us some love. We'll just put it like that.
Love to where it would put him now on a new personal best. Fish of a lifetime.
Jeremy, wash that rod. Wash it.
It's too late.
He tried with Ajax.
He got it off there by now. He's never going.
Hey, after catching that fish, he may not.
That's right.
Anymore.
He ought to spend it till you get you to rub it some more.
That's right.
I'm not the only one that thought so. Lance says that doesn't sound right, Chad. Mark's saying bleach.
If you only knew, Lance. If you
bleach
only knew.
You bleach for my ears for having to hear that.
I still got pictures that if anybody wants to see them. But just said, I did a photo shoot with Creole's rod. That's all I can say. But congratulations, my friend. I'm glad couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. And now you can.
I agree.
You can Brian B can be and whoever else is the 72 club, and next thing you know, Creole will be running tournaments and he won't be fishing no more. So
that sounds like Jeremy needs a new sticker. And Catfish Weekly Town Club decal.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure that he gets one.
Yep.
I just happen to know where there's a couple at. Just need to know if you want it in white or black. I think white. I don't remember. Been so long since I seen one. I'm really excited about fall getting here, boys. I really am. You don't have so much terribly unruly hot weather, and the fish are feeding up, and bait's normally kind of easy to get, so it all works out to where it's a good time of the year to catch fish. And if you have some kind of top to put over you with the sun shining, it's very comfortable if there's any kind of breeze at all. So it's a great time of year to be out catching fish.
Oh,
white one, please.
Creole.
So yes, sir. Like yes, sir. We'll make it happen. I'm gonna make a note right now so I don't forget it. Because if I I will.
And Jeremy, just so you know, go ahead and message him as well.
That might not be a bad idea.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
But the notes always help.
Well, we have seen.
What's wild though?
What?
We were talking about this year being messed up. Our shad have been messed up all year. They never went deep. They never started hanging on the bridge pylons like they typically do in the summer. If I've wanted shad this whole year, ever since about March or April, when they move up to do their spawn, I've had to go to the backs of the coves all year long. I don't know what is up with that, but You go up there in the back of the cove, you'll see them jumping and skipping, and you throw a net on them. You got all the shad you ever want, but they never went deep this year. So.
And see, I haven't really been out much the last, probably almost 2 months now to even know what ours have really done. Obviously, the small shad are in the last time I was out, we're in the creeks, but that's not anything I even try for. I try to stay away from them. So.
We're catching a bunch of the tiny shad, but if you move out a little way from them, the biggers are holding on the edge of that. So like if the tiny ones are up along the weed line, we move out about another 10 feet. They start finding a good size shad. I don't like those little big things. They just don't. Can you get shad? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's when I put them back and vacuum seal them.
As I say, typically in our creek, it's a little bit, quite a bit deeper. Up until the creeks freeze over, we load up on shad all winter long.
Oh, yeah.
The big one, that's typically the time the big shad are in the creeks. And
I usually go sometime between Thanksgiving and maybe the first or second week of December. I'll go out and catch a ton of shad. I'll fill the coolers up, fill the live well up, whatever I got to do, and then we go home, or I bring those home, and we'll vacuum seal all of them. And then, if we're out and can't happen to find any shad, we don't want to waste a lot of time on it. We don't have to mess with it. We'll grab the frozen stuff. But
see, I'll be doing that here in the next couple of weeks. I'll be looking for those bigger shad. I might even go looking for some moon eye as well. See if I can. I got a huge tournament coming up in 21 days. So.
Ooh. That's the Rising Sun?
That's the Rising Sun tournament. Actually, it might be 18 days. So, that'll be the weekend, the 2 days on the weekend after Labor Day is the Rising Sun tournament. So.
It's a big tournament every year.
Yep, it's anywhere between, I've seen it up to 200 boats before. It's 180 to 200 boats every year.
Run by a really good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, he's been a little bit busy lately, and
that's with that kind of job. That's part of it.
Yeah, but it really is a good tournament.
Moon eye are fun.
Moon eye are fun.
I haven't got to catch any moon eye this year at all.
Parker said, "Going to Kentucky Dam, get the bigger hickory shad for this winter. No, so much better than thread. Oh yeah, get you gizzards or hickory. The threadfin shad, they just don't do it. They don't freeze well for me either. I've tried them. They don't do it.
Shad in general don't freeze real well.
Gizzard shad, I can get away with. We've caught fish on gizzard shad that were a year old in the vacuum seal.
I was going to say, as long the bigger the gizzard shad, the better, and the quicker you can get them froze, the better.
Yeah.
If you don't get the bigger ones, they don't have enough bone structure.
Yeah.
The small ones now they just turn to mush.
Yeah, they turn.
Yeah, and you might as well throw them away.
Yeah,
they're no good. If you just keep them for a few days, they're okay.
I was gonna say I won't typically even keep them for less than 6 to 8 inches.
Yeah,
that's a really good point. I never thought along those lines, but you're right. Nobody does bait tournaments because then everybody knows where people are getting their bait.
It's true. I mean, I have ran the Slab Masters, which was kind of a bait tournament.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, the Slab Masters was fun.
I got on the bluegill during that one.
There's Stan 3.
What's up, Stan 3?
Glad to see him in there. Somebody, Pontoon Jody's made it in. There was somebody else that I seen. Small water charters.
What's up, John?
Hey, John.
Glad to see everybody in here. I know you said hello to Danny Stone, but he's been going to town ever since he got here.
I'm surprised he's here this early.
Does he sleep after he gets off of work and wake up and it's time to watch Catfish Weekly?
I think he's just always YouTubing.
Oh.
Yeah, but what I would say, like the smallest shad that I would typically even keep though is 6 to 8. I like the 10 to 12s. I really
if you can get them, that's great. Yeah, a lot of times we can't get them. In the wintertime, though, when we'll pull into them deep coves, and when you turn into them coves on Lake of the Ozark, your screen turns red.
I was saying during the wintertime, I don't care.
You're in them.
Oh.
I don't care if they're 3 inches or 12 inches in the wintertime because that's almost all the shad that's all the bait I'm going to use typically is shad.
Oh yeah.
Shut up,
absolutely.
Somebody's going to clip that. Just so you know, somebody is going to clip that for a sound. Now, somebody is me.
You guys are horrible. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, honestly, during the wintertime, that's going to be probably 75% of the bait or 80% of the bait I use. I may throw a skipjack here and a skipjack there, but it's going to be around
Thank
here.
you,
It's going to be
Jody. We
shad. So
appreciate that.
Almost sounds like Lyle. He takes a nap and wakes up to do Catfish Weekly. So
Sometimes you guys have to wake me up.
we have plenty of screenshots.
keep it up, Jody. As I'll say, keep it up, Jody, and maybe Josh and I will just take the week off so you can just watch Lyle since you don't like us.
Quiet man Curtis, welcome, buddy.
What's up, Curtis?
We got all kinds of bait discussion in the chat. No, this is
That's a great topic.
It's
is.
It's the time of year.
Any time of the year you can talk about bait, where you're getting it, how you're going about it. Me, I was out today catching bluegill. I mean, I got to tell you guys something, and this is coming up. We have a Frable bait cooler, bait tank, and I have the Engel, which you have one of those, Chad, and they work really well. But we're going to do a comparison on them two. I right now have bluegill been alive in that Frable tank for 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying I didn't lose a couple of the smaller ones, but they get kind of rough on each other if you don't feed them. And I got to get with Josh and Mark and find out what they're feeding their bluegill and bait fish, because they'll fight over worms if I put them in there. Little red wigglers, they'll fight over them. And don't really want that happening. I think that's what ends up with them when they are in there. But fight. What is this? But it works out really well. So that's how I do it. What are we doing? Yeah, that's cannibalistic right there, Josh. All right. Come on back in here, you two.
She kicked us out.
I didn't touch it. It wasn't me.
Hey, Jody said it would be a dream come true if it was a Lyle only
show. So yeah,
I was giving the fans what they want.
Oh my God! Will you stop?
And Lyle, you were talking about feeding your bait and the bait tank and everything. And while you were talking about that, I had to upload a picture to StreamYard. And evidently, I was feeding my bullheads the other things in the tank, because when I got up this morning to check on the bait tank, this bluegill started, or as of last night when I looked in there, that thing was a whole bluegill, and now it's.
Did I not warn you about that?
You did say it was going to happen. You've been counting down every day, asking me how many were left. And
I would figure they'd ate the whole thing.
So far, that's the only one they've touched, but it was one of the biggest ones in there, and
Of course it was.
I've been feeding them hot dogs and everything else. So
now, do they eat the hot dogs?
Yeah, the bluegill and the bullheads both eat a hot dog. You buy those bar ass hot dogs, that cheap brand.
Yeah, they ain't no sense of spending.
And that's the best hot dogs anyway. That's my favorite.
Well, I like them, yeah.
RS. And you just break them up into little pieces and toss them in there, and they sink. And when they hit the bottom, and a bluegill or bullhead, it don't matter. Whichever one gets to it first eats it.
I went out the other day and
Bar
took
S.
Bar S. I went out the other day and took the Frable bait tank, and the bluegill had been in there for 2 weeks, and I'd lost one in 2 weeks. Which
that's impressive for you.
That happens. In the 90-some degree weather we've been having, and I leave the top of the crack open, and I check them every morning, every night. So I decided it was time for a bait tank change. So instead of changing them, I take the Frable out of my boat, because the Engel actually sits in there, and I'll show all this in the video. The Engel sits in front of the console really well. It doesn't poke out in the way anywhere. You can get in and out between the consoles real well. So I put fresh water in it, all the additive stuff in there that I put in it, and then I pull the bait fish out and put them in the Engel, dump the water out, clean the inside of the Frable out, fill it up with water, and make it ready to go, put it in the back of the truck. So when I get to go, I got good, stable water with no chlorine in it, so I can go out and catch a few fish. Well, I need a little something done to my riding lawnmower because I can't, whatever it is, I can't do it. I can't get underneath of it. So I go out, talk to this guy, and they're going to take a bolt off for me in the morning and fix it. In the meantime, I'm out by one of the places that I usually catch bait, and I had some new flies that I tied up, and boom, 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 right off the bat, they're killing it. And I put them in the fray bowl. I get home, I put them back in the angle, and then as I was taking pictures to send to you, Josh, somehow messed up my phone. It really wasn't the phone; it was operator error. And I'm man enough to admit it. I don't like to, but I am. I don't like using phones to start with. But regardless, I stopped because I wanted. If there's something on the phone, I gotta get it fixed. I can't be without one, really.
Yeah. Well, we need you to have one because we can never understand your smoke signals that you used to try to.
Well, you.
That's what I was getting ready to type into chat was he preferred smoke signals. So
Anyhow, I go. We try to get this all taken care of, and it was operator error. But I never thought about the hot dogs. I will try that because I'm pretty sure we have some frozen bar S's.
yeah, they like it.
They work for. If you're hurting for bait sometime, I would much rather use a hot dog for bait than a piece of chicken. That's just me. I think all beef hot dog is got to be better for fish than nasty old chicken. I mean,
that,
what do I know?
Well, we fed them hot dogs the other day. You saw I fed them bacon. They ate the bacon.
Oh,
but there was only bullheads in the tank that
I
day.
can see old Mark when you said you fed him bacon. Old Mark's going.
We just lost 10 viewers as soon as he said
it. They tore up that piece of bacon. So
now was it cooked?
No, it wasn't cooked. It's raw.
It's raw.
Yeah, it's raw.
Wow.
I ain't feeding no cooked bacon to no bullhead. That's mine.
I'm with Mark. Shake my head.
I didn't have anything. I didn't have a hot dog to give them.
I'd have went to the store and got them hot dogs before I'd have gave them my bacon. I'm just saying. Let's switch gears a little bit here.
Yeah.
So we're still talking about bait, but at what point to you guys do you start throwing much bigger baits this time of year? Because I'm about
right now.
I'm going to be using like fist size or bigger pieces of skipjack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I always have it mixed up. I've always,
I agree. I do usually throw
all year round. Certain times of the year I'm going to throw smaller baits, but I'm going to have that big bait out there. This is the time of year where most of my baits are going to be big baits, but I am going to put that small cut piece of shad or whatever. So
yeah.
Oh no, Danny, turkey bacon's sacrilege, man. I can't even.
I think that you should have big and small baits spread out. If you're running 6 rods is normally what we run, mainly because that's kind of the law in Missouri. Now you can put more on if you have your conservation number on. I mean, you can have your boat look like a porcupine if you want to in Missouri, but you have to have your name and address and phone number on it or your conservation number. So if you want to do that, but 6 is all I really want to take care of. That's all the bait I want to take care of. I don't want to have a barrel full of bait just so I can bait up all them rods. That's plenty. 6 is plenty for me. It works for me. And when we're dragging and pulling baits and stuff, then I will have some smaller pieces. I'll tell you something else that I've been using, and people are going to laugh at this, but Joey Kirby used to go fishing with the guys down in Wheeler Lake. And they go down there and they cut up all this bait. And when Joey would go to get a piece of bait, because they'd be in his boat sometimes, all he'd have was the tail. So he'd use the tail, and everybody else would have the heads and the midsections and all. And it was a big joke for a long time till Joey was catching fish on them tails. Everybody throws the tails away. So one day we're out fishing, and I thought, I'm going to try a tail. Boom, next fish caught was on a tail. Boom, the next fish caught. They work as well as any other piece. I don't throw away tails anymore, especially if I'm low on bait. Now, we're talking about Chad because the lakes that I fished, there is no skipjack. There's none of that other stuff. You can use bluegill and get away with that. You can use shad and get away with that. Moon eye maybe because there is a few of those in there. but they're really hard to find and catch. But I quit throwing away the tails. If I'm low on bait, they go right on a hook, and I'm not ashamed to use them.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's what broke my Baldwin curse was, I've been out there throwing shad and skipjack and everything else. The tail piece that we typically throw away, that's all they wanted to eat one day.
Hey, if that's what's working, a lot of guys won't throw them out in the water because they think you're feeding fish. Well, if you're feeding fish, why not feed it to them on a hook?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I was at. Hey, baby, you doing? But yeah, they'll catch fish just like the rest of the pieces will. So, well, you just about didn't make it.
But back to Parker's comment, talking about fish size. I'm talking those 4. Just so you all never know, if you've never met Jerry Parker, his hands are about half the width of mine. So I'm talking like 5 to 6 inch cut or bigger, pieces of skipjack, 4 or 5 inches.
A skipjack head's pretty big anyhow.
Yeah. Now see, I still do use skipjack head, but I've come to where I'm almost cutting as close to the head as possible and using that chunk. I don't know why, but I seem to have been doing better with that versus just keeping the whole head part of it.
That's some great information right there from Ted Ellenbecker. Because they have 2 large Engel bait wells. We keep them in the basement where it's cooler. We only keep bait in one, the other, and we keep it with clean water. So switching bait is easy to clean the other out. 110 pumps.
Mm-hmm.
I do run a 110 pump in the boat, so I don't have to use up the batteries or plug in the cord that comes with them, and it just hooks into a 110 extension cord that also is plugged into my batteries to keep them tuned up. But the Engel fits in my boat better, like I said, in front of the console than the Frable. The Frable, they're both 30 quarts, but the Frable is longer and not as tall, and the Engel is taller and not as wide. They both work very well, but we'll go through all that. You have to wait till the video comes out because they are amazing bait tanks, and I know they have some new ones that come out. But let's face it, the Engel and the Frable are probably the two best known and been at it the longest. Yeah. And I had the Engel I bought about a year or so after Chad got his, because I really liked Chad's. And then I wanted the Frable to do this comparison with, and now that I've had it for about a year, they're very similar to the way they work. They're just, the one thing about the Frable, it has 2 of those aeration systems on it, and the Engel only has 1, and they're neither one quiet, so you forget about that.
Oh yeah, they're all going to be noisy, but
they all make a lot of noise. But yeah, they're both great systems, and we'll go through all that with the video, and we'll get it all done up here for long, and you guys can make an educated decision if you decide you want to buy one. As Chad fished in the last 3 months, asking for all.
I think twice. It's 2 more times than Brian B. is all I can say.
That's probably true.
Small water.
I feel sorry for O'Brien.
Sounds about right.
Let's see.
Oh man, yeah, it was nice out this afternoon. That fly rod.
Stonefly says Amazon has a 12-volt inverter. You can plug in a cigarette lighter, switches from 12 volt to 110. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Those have gone down so much in price, and the quality of those inverters has gone up. So.
Oh yeah, we had a motorhome for a while, and it wasn't a big one, but it was just right for us to do what we need to do. Could fish and camp in it, or I could shoot out of it and go to the big shoots and stuff. But I had a 1,000-watt inverter in it in case we was driving down the road and we wanted to use stuff for 110 because it didn't have a generator in it. So that worked out really well for me. Wished I still had that, even if it was a Dodge. Couldn't get exhaust stop. Couldn't stop the exhaust leaks on. The only reason
Jerry, I can say that one is if you don't overfill them with fish and water.
That's a lot of it.
Two, that you use if you use some kind of like better bait or G juice, it helps.
Salt works real well.
Yeah, salt.
But you will want to make sure you're still cleaning out that water if you're having it set out in the sun
If you,
fairly frequently. If
I
it's
will- I
not in
will
the
say
sun,
this.
it's not as bad.
If you're
I will
gonna,
say this, they are insulated.
yeah,
They are.
Now, my live well in my boat is 100 and some inches long, 15 high, 15 wide. I figured it up one time how much water it actually holds, but it is aluminum, shiny aluminum on the top.
mm-hmm.
And you cannot, Bass Lives Matter. Really?
Oh, I think
I did not know that.
he spelled it wrong. It was bass or bait too.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you can't keep bluegills live in my live well in hot weather because they get too hot in that live well. Even with water circulating and bubblers going, even if you put oxygen on them, it almost boils in there. It just gets too hot. In these coolers sitting in my boat out in the sun 2 weeks, you know what kind of weather we've had the last couple of weeks? I lost 3 in 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So I consider that a win-win. That was in the Frable. They are now in the Ingle.
I'd consider that a win, considering you killed how many on the way to Mendota in like 15 minutes?
Stop it. I did not. It was some of them still alive.
Our buddy will confirm that.
You can't believe nothing he says. He wasn't there anyhow till later. He could have. I think he made that happen on purpose. But really, the insulation factor of those things, even though it you wouldn't think it would be much, it's a huge difference. Just I don't take them out of the sun. Don't cover them with anything. I do leave the lid cracked, and the reason for that is to let the ammonia escape because they're like everybody else. They have an issue, they have to take care of it. So
yep. Let's see. Jeff Beal said the Bass Fishing League is talking about banning live scope in 25. That's probably been one that's they keep going back and forth on that, and I think you're going to see that coming. So,
what's that?
Banning live scope in tournaments.
They're really pushing for that. They're pushing for it in more than one. It's not just bass guys or crappie guys pushing for it.
Yeah,
it's all of them.
It's going to be doing that. Let's see. Stonefly says use hot tub defoamer or foam off one cap. No foam for days.
Yeah, they got the foam. They got sprays and all kinds of
works good. And usually they have that powdered coffee creamer that you stop at the gas station or something. They're free. You take as many as you want, and then you just throw them in glove box and throw them in tackle box, wherever you need to do.
Yep.
Buy a cup of coffee so it doesn't look odd that you're there taking another creamer. But
even if you don't drink coffee.
If you don't drink coffee, there's something wrong with you.
Well, now see, you guys are gonna look. You guys got Bobcat. He's all getting
his love
upset
scope, yeah.
You know he loves his love scope. But
I'm going to show you guys what the thing of the day was today. If I can, we don't have a green scope. All right.
I just saw Mark's comment.
Bluegill getter right there, fellas.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
works really well.
Right there would be better or good for more than just bluegill.
There it goes.
I mean,
I knew that was coming somehow.
I guarantee you'd be catching. You're like, I'm fishing for bluegill and catching nothing but bass.
Oh yeah.
No bass today, fellas.
Now do we assume that Mark was trying to say he uses carp?
No, he really likes to get down and dirty when he fishes.
Okay.
We had him for a guest last week, fellas. And by the way,
Oh, man.
congratulations to Mark on a great fish the
Yeah.
other night. What 30-pounder, wasn't it?
Yep, about 30 pounds.
A
I don't
great
remember
fish,
weight.
great flathead.
Hey,
Sitting there watching Mark fish, and that one came in the middle of the night. But
Again, right after I go to bed.
I was gonna say, I was telling you guys earlier, I knew that he caught one, but I had just woke up. I grabbed my coffee, sat down, and opened up YouTube. Saw he was live, and went to click on it. He ended the live.
finished
It's
alive.
like, well, all right.
I
I guess I won't be watching Mark. Okay.
It was good though, because he went live. I sat there. I was bank fishing and not catching anything, and it did good because Mark kept me from going to sleep or going home early or anything. It was 5 a.m. before I made it home. So I never did get a bite. So
Wow, that's strange.
So you're saying that Mark outfished you?
Mark outfished me. Yeah.
Good job, Mark.
But that does mean a whole new meaning to catfish and crappie.
That's true. That's true. Oh Lordy. Hey Lyle, guess what?
What?
It's like 14 more days until pleasure boat season's over. I literally will stand out there on the boat ramp as they pull their boats out. And I'm like, it's been a great season.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I bid you farewell.
Most of them around me will put them on lifts and just raise them up in their dock, and they'll sit there till spring. But
Jerry.
once they let the water out of the lakes for winter pool, hell, there won't be no water under them anyhow. Because they drain these lakes, they'll probably drain 15 feet of water out of them, and underneath them docks there won't be no water. So
Wow.
they do it every year. I have never understood it. I never understood that.
Mark, I guarantee you I will not be moving for 6 months. It will take me like a day and a half to get everything to the new house, and then it'll be fishing season while Alyssa and Dee unpack all of the boxes and put everything away.
I don't think
I just don't see that one happening that way.
Shut up, guys.
I mean, you might dream about it,
Pretty much.
but when that putting away goes, you're gonna be right there.
No, it won't take that long.
No, it takes a while though, and then you'll move it 3 or 4 times because it ain't where you want it first.
You take what you can get.
Right.
That's right. Sometimes you take what you can get.
That's right. Stonefly says he has the money to pay movers.
No, I don't.
Chad feels money.
Nope. Chad's got a trailer that he will have loaded, and everything else in the storage we'll go get in 1 or 2 days, and that'll be it.
Everything's still going great guns.
Really? Day and a half just to move for fishing gear. That's probably not far from the truth.
That's probably about right. Yeah.
I actually even have given away rods and stuff just to cut down on some of the stuff that I have.
I don't know what you had up there.
Hold on, not congrats yet. Don't let it fall apart because we still got a couple weeks of.
Okay, then we'll go back to this one. Dia put
yeah.
the boat keys away until Chad gets everything put away.
That's rude. But we still got a couple weeks of like all the, the back end finance and underwriters and this person and that person. So hopefully nothing else goes wrong because we've had enough of that already. So
yes,
we'll see.
205 wild action. Well,
and I'll probably spend more time decorating my bait shop garage than I'll do putting stuff away. I'm just I'm just saying.
Yeah, it just is something isn't right about not having all that behind you. It doesn't.
I know. It looks like. I mean,
it always. I mean, with your chair covering that up, it always looks like there's a toilet behind it.
Everybody says, yeah, my bait freezer here. That's all I've got left in here. I mean,
Yep.
besides my desk and a TV, there's nothing left in this room. Everything else is packed and in storage.
wow.
So, I mean, I probably had, just from the stuff that was back here behind me, 4 or 5 boxes, I would say. That's not including like the tubs and stuff. It was 3 or 4 boxes, maybe 5.
I know a guy that has one of those bait coolers that probably would part with it if he got half a chance. Just saying.
Probably a good price too, huh?
Yeah, sitting out in my garage with the door cracked open, so
I wonder
it
if they
ain't
would ship
even
it.
plugged in.
I wonder if they would ship it with somebody's
No,
frozen.
no, no shipping. Pick
I'm
up
not
on.
driving back out there to see you again.
Just saying.
Not with the heat that you can tend to have when I come.
Yeah,
Didn't have that this year, and I'm so glad. So glad, man.
I see how it is.
I died last year. It was miserable.
Yeah, it was rough out there, but it was nice to just chill out and relax when we came out.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we're good because we got to have dinner with Chad and Dee and Alyssa on their way back through. So
Yeah, we did.
Worked out good.
Oh, you ain't wrong there, Jerry. All the stuff that you accumulate.
Yeah.
What's funny is I've still got I know in the storage unit I've got like a stack of rods. Next to my building out here, I've got another stack of rods. In my boat, I've got the rods that I use.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably almost 20 rods just in my boat. So
I'm sure there is. I seen it in the other boat. It was full.
Mark's got a valid point.
it's all right. We ate good.
Yes, we do. We went fishing.
I was gonna say, I mean, Mark took like 2 years off from fishing.
But Chad,
He's all of a sudden been fishing 3 times in the last couple weeks, and he's acting like he's big and bad.
But Mark had a good point. But Chad, you went to a place with a different zip code to fish, which we know zip codes scare the heck out of Mark. So
let's see. So far this year, and I haven't fished much like I usually do, but I fished in Virginia, Tennessee, one day in Alabama, Kentucky, Ohio, Illinois. So I've been to 6 states this year.
Yeah, you've been all over the place.
And this has been a low year for us. No, wait a minute. Wisconsin, 7.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't get to fish much, but we got up there.
Yeah, we got run out by the storms. So
yeah, that was a sad situation, man. Because I'm glad we got out of there, but I don't love being able to fish.
Probably the best thing, the way that went through up there.
Stand 3, you're not wrong. Can't argue with you there.
Yeah.
What's up, Apache? But Chad, Mark's been catching 1 fish a trip. It ain't like nothing to brag about. I catch at least 2 fish a trip. So.
Oh wow!
Oh, you guys are horrible.
He's on it tonight, so
he is.
I ain't scared.
Oh yeah, let's see here. We got to discuss this. We were sitting there eating breakfast the other morning when somebody is deciding to eat a skipjack live during the thing, and we're trying to eat bacon and eggs and everything, and
I ain't never doing that.
It was
no.
Man, I don't know how you did that, buddy. I do not know how you did that. I couldn't have done it.
Yeah. I probably eat a skipjack before I'd eat a shad, though. Because at least a skipjack I can fry.
I ain't eating either one of them.
They're nasty.
Ugh. That's right. Came to Missouri one time. Mississippi River, got a flathead, said, I'm done. I conquered. Here we go. I need to get down. I need to make a trip down there sometime.
That was a funny weekend. That was when we got Danny Stone to say funny stuff on.
That was funny
on that live.
You might want to get that looked at.
I would never do.
Now that we got the new bigger boat, I'd like to come down there and
Yeah.
At least fish. Say I fished the Mississippi on my boat once. So
Let's see.
I've done that plenty of times.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
I've kissed one before, so I ain't gonna.
Yeah, I ain't doing that either.
You guys don't use tongue?
No.
I ain't going that far with the catfish, but
Look like everyone is taking sides in this. Which do I choose? Let's see who calls me. Oh, I
Hey,
must be on
Tim.
Mark's side.
Welcome, buddy.
I think if Mark was calling me, I'd have to take Chad's side in this. I mean, that's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
S and G's.
Let's see.
I understand completely.
Mark said once it's deep fried. Chad's on the.
Full of fun and bloopers.
We had a good time
Hey,
watching.
Tim Molina, I just wanted to tell you that, I appreciate you as a friend, and I love you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. And on behalf of Catfish Weekly, thank you for watching.
Oh, not the first time.
And then I hung up on him. He didn't even get to say anything.
That's just mean. Now, I
Oh,
don't care what you say. That's mean. Oh, man.
not the first time Chad's called somebody in the middle of a live. So
That's true.
I used to drop super chats on the bait shop and get them to call Dockery and stuff.
Yeah, because you thought it was
might
funny
get you
for me to
in
get
trouble.
cussed out.
Doctor,
Oh, yeah, we got a bragging board tonight?
Yeah, we do.
Hell yeah. I mean, heck yeah.
Mark said he's wanting to watch the riots after this. So.
Well, I'm already tuned in for it. Got the it's not turned up.
Reel it in.
Good. Let's take a look at some big fish. And
Let's
lots
do
of
it.
Howdy, folks. It's time once again to take a look at the Catfish Weekly Bragging Board. This covers through the week of August the 19th, 2024. Leading us off this week, we have a newcomer to the board, but familiar name. Keith, JoeBuck66, sent in this photo of an awesome bluegill that he caught this past week. That is one great fish there, buddy. Appreciate you sharing it with us. Chad Fields sent in this photo of his good friend Bill from Big Bill's Veteran Catfishing, who recently caught this 14-pound blue catfish while out on the river. Great work, Bill. Congratulations. Bragging Board regular and Catfish Weekly channel member Danny Stone had a great weekend on the bank, catching this 19-pound blue catfish, a 32-pound blue, and a 19-pound piebald from the Mississippi River. Way to go, Danny. You have definitely become the piebald king. James from Cool Cats Fishing also had an awesome weekend, catching 51, 41, 31, 28, and 23-pound blue cats, all within a 3-hour stretch. His best night of the year so far? Congratulations, James. Nicely done. Miss Pontoon Jody also had a good weekend with a bunch of great fish, including this 22-pound blue, a 28-pound flathead, and a 39-pound blue cat. Great work, Jody. Thank you for sharing the photos with us. Andrew DeFore had an awesome day out on the water, catching this 52.5-pound blue catfish while bumping during the J.G. Hill benefit event this weekend. Congratulations, Andrew. That is one heck of a fish. Our good buddy Jeremy from Creole Catfishing also caught an amazing fish this weekend. He caught a new personal best blue cat during the J.G. Hill benefit event. This fish weighed in at 72 pounds and reinforces why I always call Jeremy the bus driver. Great work, brother. Catfish Weekly's own Lyle Stokes ventured out this week and came up with some great panfish on some hand-tied Lyle Stokes jigs and flies, including this beautifully colored pumpkin seed, which is probably my favorite type of panfish to catch. Great work, Lyle. Roger and Jackie from Muskrat Adventures recently had a phenomenal performance during an Iron Cat tournament, coming up with an amazing 115 channel catfish with an average weight of 10 pounds. Nicely done, you guys. And closing us out this week, we have our good friend Mark from Catfish and Crappie, who caught this 30-pound flathead while fishing live this past Saturday evening. Great job, Mark. Don't forget, guys, you too can be featured on the Catfish Weekly bragging board. To be eligible, the fish needs to have been caught within the past 14 days, and we accept pictures of any species of fish. To get yourself or a friend on the bragging board, all you need to do is email your fish photo to pics@theweekendangler.com. Send us the information shown on your screen, and we'll get it on the board for you. Thank you all for watching. Have a great week.
It was a great bragging board. And I agree with the comment. It's a big fish.
I may or may not have been giving Josh an emoji behind the scenes there, but that was an amazing freaking bragging board right there.
It was awesome.
It's nice. We got a, when I'm sitting there getting all of them together, and it's just all good fish.
And that's and a perfect topic for tonight. The big fish.
Send me another message, because that did not come through my to my email. I checked right before, about an hour before the show tonight when I was getting the board ready. So if you want, send it on Messenger, and I'll make sure it gets on there for you. So
the little fish that I caught that I put my thumb beside was a pretty small bluegill.
Wait, which one? They were all small.
No, they wasn't.
I saved that one.
It takes a better fisherman to catch them little ones on the big.
I saved that file as Lyle's PB. That's what I called it.
That was a fun day, though. I had a great time catching those. It's that time of year. The fly rod is a beast right now, and they all love topwater. So it worked for me. But that was a great bagging board. We had a really, really good one here a while back. It had a bunch of fish, big fish on it. But this one ranks right up there with.
That's a 1 week. That's a 1 week bragging board. So we are now moving back in, hopefully into that time of year where we're going to see a lot more fish on there. Because we had, they got kind of thin there for a little bit. We were getting 1 or 2 fish a week. But
when the spawn's on, how many days was it, Chad?
14 more days.
That's what
14 more days.
Yep, 14 more days.
Good job, everybody. It was a wonderful bragging board, and I'm sure that Josh already has it ready to go up on our.
It is already uploaded, and it will go. If you're a Catfish Weekly member, you can take a look at it already. But if you're not a Catfish Weekly member, it will go live for you guys on Wednesday at 6:45 p.m. right before Panfish Nation. So I always do that. That way, you see that Catfish Weekly to give you a reminder to go watch Panfish Nation on Wednesdays. So.
Well, we appreciate you all sending those photos in to Josh, and you can send them in to Josh at theweekendangler.com. That way, you can get your picture with your fish, any kind, doesn't have to be catfish. Deer season's come along. Don't forget, Josh will post those pictures for you too. But we'll put them up every Monday night. And what is it, 14 days? They have to be within a 14-day period?
Yeah, around 14 days, give or take. So, do that. If you got a bunch of fish, do me a favor, please, and just pick your top 3. If you send me a bunch, I'm still going to pick what I think is your top 3. Just because that's the video software I edit the bragging board with. It doesn't really like when I start going more than about 3 layers deep, and it makes it where I have to make the pictures too small. So
yeah, you don't want to do that.
3, make sure everybody can take a look for it.
Yeah.
I did put the email address down in the chat. It's pics@theweekendangler.com. Send those over, and we'll get you put on the bragging board. Stonefly, like I said, just send me a thing through Messenger. We were talking over the weekend, and he said he emailed that, and it was too late today when I found out that it hadn't gone through. So send it through Messenger, and we'll make it work that way. So
Laura DeFore, I am so glad that Jeremy caught a good fish on that rod, and I'm glad that you think it looks that well. But I tell you, Laura, since Jeremy hasn't built you a house, he needs to have you a new bumping rod.
mm-hmm.
And yours will be special too.
Red and gray.
I
Red
promise.
Mm-hmm.
Crimson.
Hey, there's Laura the Explorer.
What's up, Lorianne?
That's the first. She hadn't been in here all night, has she? That's the
That's
first.
I've seen her in the night.
Yeah, I haven't seen her.
First I've
She
heard
had. I seen a picture of her where she'd been to the dock again, on her channel. Really nice looking fish. So she's still fishing. Looks like every time she gets a chance, and that is awesome. Glad to see her out catching fish. Anything else we got going tonight, fellas?
No.
We got
this week.
we got Panfish Nation on Wednesday night. Chad and the guys on Thursday night on the bait shop.
Mm-hmm.
We have Jody and Stan on Friday night. There's, I'm sure, something going on over the weekend. I don't really keep up. People don't send me that.
There's something very important going on Saturday.
Let's have it.
And that is my mother's birthday.
That is
very important.
Yes, she will
That
be
is very
75 years young. So happy
Very
birthday
nice.
this weekend to my mommy.
Very nice. That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That is really cool. And we'll be back next Monday night. Not sure what we'll be talking about. We'll be talking about something.
We'll be talking about something. So if
It'll
you
be
haven't hit the thumbs up, hit that thumbs up on your way out. Appreciate everybody watching.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next Monday night.
Have a great week, y'all.